In real projects, mistakes happen. Sometimes someone deletes data, sometimes someone updates data wrongly. Snowflake gives us two powerful features to recover data. First one is time travel and second one is failsafe. In this video, I will explain both in very simple words and short live demo. Snowflake does not delete data immediately. It keeps old version of data for some time. So using time travel, we can go back in time. Failsafe is the last backup option. Okay, so what is time travel? So time travel allows us to see old data. We can query data as it was in past. We can also restore deleted data. Time travel works for table, schema and databases. So how long does the time travel keep data, right? So for standard edition, the retention period is 1 day. For enterprise edition, the retention period is 90 days. So most people use standard edition, so retention is 1 day. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the demo. Okay, so I'm using compute warehouse. Let me choose a database that I'm going to use. Let me use Snowflake learning DB for now. Okay, let us create a table. So this is the DDL for creating table. I'm creating customer table. Okay, let me run this one. Let us insert few data to it. Okay, so I'm inserting 3 rows here. Okay, now let us see the data from the customers table. Right, we have 3 rows here. Now let's create a scenario where we delete some data accidentally, right? So let us run delete from customers. Look at it, we are not putting any condition here, so it will empty the table. Right, now let's run select star from table, select star from customers. Oops, the table is empty, right? We, like, anybody can do this by mistake, right? They might be trying to empty some other table, or they might forget to add any condition and the table is empty, right? So now let us recover the data. Okay, we will use time travel. Okay, like it's very clear from the name, right? We are traveling back in time, right? So let us write a query like star from customers. Okay, I'm selecting data from customer at, okay, this is the syntax. Now from here the time travel starts at offset, like how far we want to go, right? So let's start minus 60 seconds into 5, right? So right now I'm going 60 into 5, 300 seconds back in time, right? Let me run this one. Okay, so my bad, because I just created the table. Right now it does not have uh let me try 16 to 2. Yeah, so I went back in 2 minutes time, right? And I can see my table has data, right? If we query directly without any offset here, my table is empty. But as soon as I go back and run this query, go back in time for 2 minutes, I can see the data, right? So this query shows data from 2 minutes ago, right? And remember, offsets, this offset is in seconds. So 60 into 2 is 120 seconds. That comes to 2 minutes, right? Now this is one way, right, to do time travel. We can also do the same thing using timestamp. Okay, Instead of using offset, we can use timestamp. Okay, select star from customers at timestamp. Okay, then I will be using date add, where I will be going back now 3 minutes, because I suppose that 1 minute has passed between these two queries. So 3 minutes, right? Date add, I'm going to add minutes here. That will be minute, and minute should be -3 from the I using the correct syntax? Yeah, from the correct syntax, current timestamp, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm subtracting -3 from the correct -3 minutes from the current timestamp, and I'm selecting the data from the table at that time. Okay, let me run this one. So it says empty data, right? Now let me see. -4, still -4. Table has also no data. -5 has no data. Then what? What does it want? -4. Yeah, -4 minute, right? Because the time is varying right now, right? As like uh, we deleted the table data from the table since few minutes ago, right? And the time is like the time between the deletion and the current query is increasing. So we have to keep on trying with these things, right? Okay, so if I do this query, I can see the data, right? This is one way to do it, right? We can either you can use offset or you can use timestamp. Okay, now since we can see, okay, the data is still in the system, and we can see that using offset how to restore it, right? So we can insert this data, insert into customers. Okay, customers. Now let's again run this query. I can see that the time has increased. Now again the time has increased, right? So I should wait for 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes. So I will just copy this query, insert into customers, select star from this table, and I will run this one, right? It shows number of rows inserted 3. Now again let me try to check whether the data has been inserted in our customer table. Yeah, so we have the data, right? So data is back. Now consider there's again one scenario. We dropped the table by mistake. Okay, now instead of deleting data, we drop the table, right? So let us drop this table, drop table customers. Okay, it shows customers table dropped successfully. Now let me try to run select query over it. It's a throw customer does not exist or not authorized, right? Now we want to restore this table. How we can do that, right? So we can use undrop table customers, right? And let me run this one, right? This shows table customers successfully restored. Now let me again query from the table. It shows the data, right? So table is restored with data. This is time table power. Okay, so we can even undelete the data that was deleted by mistake. We can even undrop the table, right? It can happen, we have dropped by mistake and all. So time table gives us this power, right? Now the next thing is fail safe. So what is fail safe? Fail safe is different from time travel. Fail safe is not user control. Okay, fail safe is only for disaster recovery. Only Snowflake support can use fail safe. You cannot use fail safe for now. Okay, only if you want to use fail safe, you have to reach out to Snowflake customer support, and they will help you with that. So what is fail safe? Okay, so in simpler words, so after time travel ends, right, like the window retention window for time periods end, data goes to failsafe. Okay, failsafes keep data for 7 more days. For example, let me say I'm using a standard edition, right? And the time travel is 1 day for it, right? Now suppose I deleted my table, uh, like it's 24 hours, right? I deleted my table like 25 hours before. Now what happened? The retention time is over now, right? So we would not be able to use time travel in this case, because retention period for standard edition is 1 day, and in 1 day it has been more than 1 day, right? So now after fail safe, there would be after time travel there would be fail safe. It will keep 7 data for 7 more days. Okay, it will keep data for 7 more days. You cannot query failsafe. Okay, if you think that I can go do something like times table and query data from failsafe, you cannot do that, right? You for If you think you want to restore data from failsafe, you have to reach out to customer support. Okay, so time travel is for us, failsafe is the only last option, and for that you have to reach out to Snowflake support. Okay, and remember that, right? So time travel cost storage, obviously, because even if you delete data, it's stored somewhere, right? So it will cost some storage for you. Longer retention means longer cost. So Snowflake charges us for storage as well as computation. So as long as you will keep your retention period, right? So you will be getting charged for that period, that much period. So if you're using higher retention period, obviously the cost would be higher. So keep retention period high if only required. So when to use time travel? Okay, so use time travel only when someone released data and we think the deletion was a mistake. Okay, wrong update happened. Okay, someone updated the data incorrectly and you want to roll back the data. And also if someone dropped the table by mistake, right? And if you want to look at the data at older time, right? Suppose if you have summary at x given time and you want to look at the y time which is in past, you can use time travel, right? So time travel is one of the best Snowflake feature. It saves us from mistakes. Failsafe is the last option. Okay, so yeah, i I hope you have learned something from this video. If you have liked this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this channel, and feel free to give any feedback. Thank you. Bye bye.